Okay, I'm gonna try really hard to keep this video positive. I'm positive I'm going to get angry. Is that how that works? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I help agency owners scale their businesses. There's something really important that I want to talk to you about today, and I have many opinions about it. And if you spend any time with my channel, you know that I don't very often put people on blast. Today's a little bit different. All right, so what are we talking about today? Engagement pods. I really need you to pay attention to this because engagement pods have the potential to ruin everything that you've worked really hard to build up. Let's quickly talk about what an engagement pod is before we keep going. So essentially, this is an online community where you can share a recent post that you created for other people in that pod to like, comment on, and share. There are engagement pods for all of the platforms. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on LinkedIn. You're gonna hear me reference LinkedIn more in this video because LinkedIn is my thing, but just know that they happen everywhere and they are especially a big problem on Instagram. So here's an example. Let's say I create a post on LinkedIn. I then grab the link to that post. All of your posts have their own link. And I would go into an engagement pod on LinkedIn, which would be a private community, a private group, and I would share the link to that post in that group, and other people in that group would like, comment on it, and then eventually they would share their own link and I would return the favor. Okay? That's an engagement pod. So in a nutshell, engagement pods help you get more traffic to your posts. Which sounds great, right? It sounds pretty cool. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's a terrible idea. Here's why. There are actually a few reasons why, so we'll go over each. First of all, engagement pods go against just about every platform's terms of service. When you signed up for LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, you might recall that there was a very long legal document with all types of words that none of us read, and then you check the box saying, I accept this, and then you create an account. One of the things that you agreed to is to not acquire traffic engagement through any shady means. Now, a good way to look at this is that there are two main ways to get traffic to your social media content that are legitimate. The first way is you post something, it shows up in people's feeds, and they like it or comment on it, okay? That's the most basic one. That's what most of us are doing. The second legitimate way is to put money into paid advertisements on that platform, and the platform will help bring you traffic through your paid ads. You can run ads on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, but those are the two main ways. Now you might be thinking, well, the traffic coming from an engagement pod is technically organic, right? So it should be okay, except it's not. And here's why. You are getting that traffic as an exchange for giving traffic. Those communities, engagement pods, are like for like, sub for sub, follow for follow, which goes against the terms of service. LinkedIn and all the other platforms are active. Is this getting annoying? Sorry, I hope that's not too loud. They are looking for engagement pods. They are shutting them down, and they will not hesitate to suspend or shut down the accounts of the people participating in them. And if you think they don't see this, you are mistaken. We'll get into this more in a minute, so keep watching. The second reason that engagement pods are a terrible idea is that they are 100% completely, entirely superficial. They are for looks only, and they don't do anything beyond making it look like you got a little traffic. You might think, well, okay, so at least I'll look popular. No, stop. If you've watched any of my LinkedIn videos in the past, then you maybe have heard me say LinkedIn is a tool. Instagram is a tool. Facebook is a tool. We don't care about looks. We don't care about looking popular. That does not convert to sales to leads, to relationships. Using engagement pods, you are not getting engagement from leads who are interested in maybe using your services or buying your products or collaborating with you. You're getting engagement from random strangers doing you a favor. That's not going to convert into anything substantial. The third problem with engagement pods is that you are doing a really good job confusing the algorithm about what type of person you're trying to connect with. So let me explain this. When you post content on LinkedIn and other platforms, and you get that natural, authentic, organic traffic, people liking it, commenting on it, those people are very likely in your target market because you're attempting to reach a specific group of people. So as you consistently do this over time, you are telling LinkedIn, these are the people that I'm trying to reach. Okay, so using myself as an example, because my program, Revenue Spark, is for agency owners, a lot of the content I post on LinkedIn is speaking to agency owners. So I'm telling LinkedIn, I want to reach agency owners. So I'm training the algorithm to understand my wants, my needs, my goals, my tastes. And over time, the algorithms deliver that to you because they better understand what you want. Every other platform is the same, okay? When you use engagement pods, you are not getting engagement from your target market. So let's go back to using myself as an example. Let's say I'm part of a LinkedIn group that's an engagement pod, and I post a link to my latest content. And the other people in that engagement pod go and like it and comment on it. Maybe there was a dentist. Maybe there was a salon owner. Maybe there was a plumbing guy, a plumber. Maybe there was an HVAC guy. All sorts of random professionals who also happen to be in that engagement pod are now interacting with my content. And that is telling LinkedIn nothing. In fact, it's not just telling it nothing, it's telling LinkedIn, I don't know who the heck I'm trying to reach. And therefore, LinkedIn isn't going to know who to show us to. So by getting traffic from randos in an engagement pod, you are hurting the opportunities that you have for LinkedIn to help your page grow. Now, a lot of people try engagement pods because they simply don't know. You know, when someone tells you, oh, there's this group that you can join for free and everyone will engage with your posts, like, understandably, it's like, oh, cool. And you think that because you're not paying for it, then nothing bad can happen. But now you know 3 reasons why engagement pods are a really bad idea. Don't do it. And if you're watching this video right now and you are still intentionally using engagement pods thinking that you're going to be the exception to the rule, this will come back to bite you. It will come back to bite you, and it's going to be bad because once your account is dinged, once you land in jail, it's really hard to recover from that. Do you really think this is worth the risk? I don't. Now, another reason I wanted to record this video, another reason is that over the last several months, there was a brand emailing me repeatedly wanting to collaborate for this channel. And they caught my attention because it's a LinkedIn tool, which I'm like, sweet, because I love LinkedIn. Oh, it's raining! I live in Las Vegas. It never rains, so this is really exciting. Anyway, so it's a LinkedIn tool, and like I said, grabbed my attention, except I was going through the homepage and thinking to myself, this looks like a glorified engagement pod, which it was. And the really cruddy part about this is that it's a paid service. So you're not just exchanging likes for likes. You are exchanging money for likes. I didn't think it could get worse, but it did, because now we're talking about A, an exchange of money, and B, this is important, connecting a third-party tool to your LinkedIn page using your LinkedIn login credentials. This is important because LinkedIn, all of the platforms, can see if you log into their site through a third-party tool. That is one of the easiest ways to get caught. It's to log in with a third-party tool. Now, I got on a call with these people anyway because I love LinkedIn, and I thought if this is legit, it would be a really cool thing to share here. And I really, really, really wanted to be wrong about what this is. Long story short, I wasn't wrong. I asked them a number of questions and literally got not a single satisfying answer. This gentleman talked in circles and talked and talked and talked, but never really gave me any good answers. And I was asking so many questions because I could see that this was not legitimate. And I could tell that he also knew it was not legitimate because he definitely got a little bit defensive. So like I said, I asked a number of questions, but there are two in particular that I want to share with you because they stuck out the most. So one of the first questions I asked was, how do you get away with this? Because like I explained earlier, this goes against the rules of the platform. They do not allow this. So he gave me all sorts of answers that I couldn't even reiterate to you because they meant nothing, but the one that jumped out the most was, there are people using bots to automate LinkedIn connections and LinkedIn messages, which is true. And he says, if LinkedIn is going to go after anyone, they're going to go after them first. So to me, that is basically accepting the reality of, well, yeah, what we're doing isn't really on the up and up, but there are other people doing worse. So they're going to be a target before we are, which isn't even true, by the way. Real reassuring. Second question, I asked them, what happens when people stop paying you? Their engagement just goes back down, right? And he said, yeah. So if this was a way to get legitimate traffic, which it's not, but let's pretend, really the only feasible solution is that you pay them forever. And if you stop paying them, your engagement goes back down. And they're taking people's money for this. So there's two huge problems to this one thing in particular. The first problem is that the instant you stop paying, you lose it. Whereas if you use the tactics like what I've taught you on my channel, and if you do those things consistently, which are all free, by the way, your platform, your page will continue to snowball. The second problem is that the social media platforms, and Google for that matter, when there is an unnatural spike or dip in traffic, they take note of that. They notice it because that's not normal. Normal, healthy growth is slow but steady. It looks like this, okay? So it's generally trending up, but there will be little peaks and valleys along the way. If your engagement or your traffic ever does this, that is a red flag to the platforms. They will notice and they will look into it because it's not natural. So it either means you're running an ad, in which case that's fine, or you're doing something shady. They will find out what you're doing and they will ding you for it. Oh God, I'm sweating. So needless to say, this collaboration did not happen. I told them, who in their right mind would fall for that, and B, you have to remember, I'm positioning myself as like a LinkedIn expert here. So what would you think of me if I then revealed to you that I was using an engagement pod to get the traffic that you see to my LinkedIn content? Does that not strike anyone as a little bit odd? Anyhow, I've said this on my channel a million times before. There are no shortcuts. There are no magic tricks. Don't let yourself be mesmerized by people or platforms, tools, that are offering you a quick solution, especially if they're asking for your money. All right? If you want real, honest to God, healthy engagement on the platforms, there are two things you do. Create content that people love and do it consistently, long term. That's it. That's all you do, okay? And this is also a word of caution because there are people that you are following right now on LinkedIn, definitely on Instagram, who are using engagement pods, okay? And you are looking at their posts thinking, oh, how do they get so many likes and comments? It's from engagement pods. So be careful who you listen to. Always do your due diligence, even after watching my videos. I am very careful not to say anything that I can't back up. I can prove and validate everything I tell you because I've done it myself. Likes, comments, they're vanity metrics, okay? I'm not going to tell you that they're completely useless. They're not. They do matter a little bit. They are part of the equation, but they are one part of the equation. And they're a very small part. They don't tell the full story, not even close. My YouTube channel, perfect example. Looking at it, my following is still relatively small. At the time of recording this video, I am just shy of 3,000 subs. Okay, I have videos that get anywhere from 60 views to over 10,000. So I'm not YouTube famous, but the following that I have is highly targeted. They are very loyal, and thus this channel has made me a very nice sum of money. And it's like the cherry on top. I've gotten to meet a lot of really cool people who have then gone on to email me or connect with me on LinkedIn. And I've made so many cool relationships because I've been consistent with this channel and I speak to a very specific group of people. But you wouldn't know that just glancing at the number of subs I have. It's okay. Vanity metrics don't tell the whole story. My LinkedIn page, similar example. I talk about LinkedIn all the time. I know LinkedIn really, really well. So you might expect to go to my page and see every post going viral. They don't. And guess what? It's never mattered. I use LinkedIn on a daily basis, and it has been pivotal in scaling my agency to almost $20,000 a month in revenue. So now let me ask you this. Which would you rather have? A few extra likes on your LinkedIn post or $20,000 a month? I'll wait. Go ahead and think about that. Thanks for listening to this. I know that this one was a little longer than normal, and I don't typically rant, but this is really important because people are getting taken advantage of, and it just drives me crazy. So if you want to learn how to grow your LinkedIn page the right way, I hope you'll check out my other videos. I've got lots of videos on how to create content on LinkedIn that gets healthy, real traffic. So I'm going to drop a bunch of links for you in the description below this video. Just scroll down. Thanks again for sticking with me. If you made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments about engagement pods or anything else, just drop them below in a comment. I'm pretty good about responding, and I'll see you in the next video.